Hey guys, today we're checking out Anichess, which is a new chess game that adds several unique abilities to spice up the game. You can make your pieces invisible, make your pieces move like a queen for one move, and a lot more. They reached out to sponsor some videos, including this one, so make sure to check them out by clicking the link in the description and use code GLG when signing up. Before I start playing, let's look at each of the 9 spells. Imposter lets you swap the position of any piece, excluding the pawns and the king, with any matching piece from your opponent. This ends your turn, so you have to be careful not to put your king in check. It costs 5 mana and can be used up to 2 times per game. Bishop 2.0 lets you hop over one piece with your bishop. This can be either your own piece or your opponent's piece. It costs 6 mana and can be used up to 2 times per game. Queen time lets you move any knight, bishop, or rook as if it were a queen for one move. You can even move your opponent's pieces, but just make sure you don't make a move that that piece can normally make, or else your opponent can just move it back. It costs 8 mana and can only be used 1 time per game, so you'll have to make it count. The next 3 are all similar: shift, juke, and slip. Each costs just 1 mana and lets you move your pawns, bishops, knights, and rooks 1 square in a direction that they normally couldn't. Each spell can be used up to 5 times per game. House Recruit lets you place a pawn on any empty square from the 3rd to 6th rank, and this also ends your turn. It costs 4 mana and can be used 3 times per game. Parkour Mech lets you turn a pawn, bishop, or rook into a knight, and also ends your turn. It costs 3 mana and can be used 2 times per game. You definitely want to use it on the pawns most of the time, but there could be some situations where you'd want to use it on a different piece instead. And I definitely saved the best for last, or at least the most interesting. Shot in the Dark allows you to turn any piece, except for the queen, invisible for 1 turn. You can then choose to either move it or keep it in place, with your decision being revealed to your opponent after they make a move. This can lead to some very interesting situations. Now that you know how the spells work, let's jump right into a real game. Before you start your game, you get to pick 3 out of these 9 spells. For this first game, I'm going to go with Parkour Mech, House Recruit, and Shot in the Dark. This is a combo that I've been having a lot of fun with. It lets you really flood the board, and of course Shot in the Dark, causing some really interesting situations. We're going to play Blitz, which is 5+2. All right, so we're playing white. I like to play e4. I usually play the English in normal chess, but I think having the extra activity with the abilities is really strong. I don't want to waste too much time since we're playing Blitz, so let's just bring a knight out. I haven't thought too hard about opening theory, which is something that I should probably pay more attention to, but I'm just going for basic development. Can't be bad. Let's protect this pawn since this bishop could take. I have to be careful. My opponent does have queen time, which I don't think is extremely strong against strong opponents. From what I've noticed, it's really good if you're just starting out. You can catch your opponent off guard by moving a knight like it's a queen to capture a king, but I haven't found too much success with it when my opponent knows what to look out for. Just capture. I think we actually could have lost a knight here. That was just hanging, wasn't it? What am I missing? Whoops, I shouldn't have moved this pawn. Let's go ahead and defend the knight then. We'll have to deal with this later. I did just realize, yep, I figured he was going to do that. He did have bishop 2.0, hops right over my knight and takes my bishop. That's a little bit upsetting. Now I have to worry. We have 2 pieces hanging. I don't really think we can defend both. We could with this. I'm not sure if I like that. My opponent has 0 mana now, which is some consolation. So yeah, moving the king here is our only play, it looks like. Yeah, I don't think there's a better way to defend. So we'll be losing the exchange on top of the bishop we already lost, which sucks. But I mean, otherwise we'd just be getting put in check. I think I'm fine with this. We already lost almost half our time, which is definitely not ideal. Wow, my opponent not even taking. Not sure why that is, but we can attack the bishop now. It's not trapped. That's kind of the end of that sentence. It's just not trapped. But let's attack, getting our rook out of harm's way. So we're just down a bishop now, I think. We're gonna have to force our king all the way up onto c3 if my opponent takes the knight, which is what happens. So that's maybe not the safest place for my king to be. I'm trying to think of anything we can do. Our pieces are kind of stuck behind our own pawns. We may be able to get something going, maybe not. So having so many attackers on this pawn is a little bit not great. Let's take here first. I want to be able to place a pawn. I'm going to use my House Recruit. I've been on max mana for a while, which is not great. So let's place a pawn here. I kind of didn't have much of an option. So something that you can do rather effectively is attack your opponent when they have maximum mana, so they have to respond without using a spell. I think that's just one way to get a pretty big advantage. So it's not over yet. Definitely having House Recruit is helpful because I can place extra pawns, and not only that, but I can turn them into knights. So there's some really interesting synergy with those two. Okay, interesting. So an option that I do have, or wait, hold on. Maybe I could waste my Shot in the Dark, not waste it, but I think that'd be too easy to guess. I don't really know where else I would go with the queen if I use Shot in the Dark. So let's just push our pawn. I can't defend it, which, you know, maybe I should have thought about that. But to be fair, actually no. I was thinking maybe if the rook went to attack my pawn, which I'm expecting, I could then place another pawn here, because of course it's pinned, but I don't know if that will work either, because the knight can just take. Okay, so my opponent uses parkour mech, turns this knight, or this pawn into a knight rather. That's strange. My king is just not in a good spot at all, which is kind of not great. Let's go ahead and... No, I wanted to place another pawn. Yeah, no, this isn't gonna work. Let's just attack the knight with the pawn. We have to start making decisions a lot faster. So yeah, this knight would be defending if my pawn decided to push. And of course, this knight also defending this square, so I can't put a pawn there. And not only that, but now I just broke my own pin. So this pawn's free to move wherever, which isn't great. Okay, 30 seconds. We have to start making decisions pretty quick. Let's attack this guy. We do have a way out. Oh, interesting. Now I can safely push again. Oh no, but okay, no. Opponent doesn't have enough mana to use queen time, so my king's safe. And if rook comes here, I just place another pawn on h6. That is what happens. Let's do it. Now to be careful, I have only a couple moves before my opponent can use queen time. Interesting. Let's take with queen. Oh, okay, bishop 2.0. Fell for it again. That's one that always gets me. It does take 6 mana though, and my opponent does have to see it still. Doesn't see it. Wow. Let's oh, I have 14 seconds. Oh, I don't have enough mana. What am I thinking? Okay, let's just push. Now bishop 2.0 doesn't work because there are 2 pieces in the way. Oh, but queen time. My opponent missed it. My opponent missed queen time. Oh no. 5 seconds. We're gonna have to give up our queen. My opponent probably wouldn't have noticed anyways, but we have to play it safe. I'm saving up mana. I want to be able to use parkour mech, which I can use to put the king in check. Let's do it. This is getting a little bit intense. My rook is in trouble, but it's fine. Okay, never mind. Go here. Okay, we're not going to be promoting. That's fine. We cannot place another pawn. We've used all of our house recruit uses. So I think I'm going to have to get lucky with a shot in the dark. Ugh, shoot. Okay. No, okay. Time trouble got the best of me. So not the best first showing. Now let's switch it up, do 3 other spells. I'm gonna do 3 games, so we're gonna use every single spell, except I didn't get to use Shot in the Dark. So maybe we'll come back to Shot in the Dark for game 3, since these 3 are kind of the same. Of course, they all do different things, but for the sake of the video, I don't know if having a game where I use all 3 of them would make too much sense. So we'll decide later, but I'm gonna use the other 3 spells that are not the 1 mana spells. So Queen Time, Bishop 2.0, and Imposter, which I haven't had a ton of success with, but it definitely just comes down to playstyle. Of course, I got demolished with Bishop 2.0 at the very beginning of the first game. All right, so let's see if I can make use of these spells. We are playing a rated game this time, so I'm not necessarily expecting to win, but we'll see. I am using Queen Time, which my hunch is that it doesn't work nearly as well against players with a high rating, so we'll see. Okay, so something interesting that I could try is using Imposter. I have to draw out my opponent's bishop before he allows his king to do something about that. So what if we... Oh, no. Okay, actually, maybe. So let's go with this pawn push. Maybe push again. If we can get this bishop to leave... Okay, never mind. Castle comes through, so now it's no longer safe to do what I wanted to do. We could still attack, though. My opponent does have queen time, so I'll have to be careful about that. What I might even be able to do is Imposter the rook and start taking... Well, I could only really take the knight, so maybe let's not do that. Okay, let's go bishop here. We have bishop 2.0. He blocks, sure enough. Unfortunately, we don't have anything else that we can really do. Let's just bring our knight out, play some waiting moves. If this pawn ever moves, I wish I could place a pawn. I would definitely try to place one right here. Okay, let's castle. Again, we're waiting for the instant that one of these 2 pawns move, we just win the game. Okay, never mind. Looks like that's not going to happen. I think my opponent's a bit too smart for that. Not sure if there's much else for us to do. This diagonal's completely plugged, so we have to come up with a better plan, and we just got forked, so that's not exactly ideal. Let's see. Yeah, I really don't know what to do here. I think I want to keep my bishop on the board, because otherwise my spell is useless. So let's just back this up. We'll give up the knight, that's fine. And then let's take with queen. Just move a pawn. Why not? Okay. I think I want to try to get back on this diagonal, but not sure if it's the safest. We could still imposter our rook. It would pin his dark square bishop. I'm tempted. Our knight's defended. This pawn isn't, but I think that's fine. Let's go for it. Why not? It's a little bit weird. I could take this and force the queen off, and I could win this pawn. Maybe I didn't think this through all the way. Interesting. Let's back it up. Then what I want to do is put my bishop here, and then I can freely take this pawn, I think, because the pawn's pinned to a bishop 2.0 attack. Okay, will my opponent notice? Let's try it. It's way too crazy of a move. I think my opponent's gonna know not to take it. I did just hit a really powerful oh no my queen. I haven't used a single spell this game, I believe. Oh, other than Imposter. Interesting, okay. So now I have 2 pieces under attack. Well played. Let's counterattack. Yeah, let's counterattack, then we can take this pawn in the end. We'll lose our bishop, which sucks, again, because that means we won't have any possible uses. We could even sack the queen again. He'll just take the bishop, so it's not very strong. Okay, yeah. So absolutely no way for us to use that now. Maybe I had something with some kind of imposter strat. I'm not sure. But yeah, we can no longer use our bishop 2.0, which sucks. This pawn's going to get a little bit closer to promotion, but that's not a huge deal. I think we're going to lose again, so that's not very fun. Let's take... It's looking kind of grim for us. I'm not going to lie. This is... Oh, we're forked. Shoot. And we don't have a rook left. I could imposter. Let's do that. Okay. Oh, we can't attack because the bishop will just take. Let's go here. 4 moves until we get queen time. Let's take... What's wrong with this? Oh, duh. And we lose to queen time. GG. My opponent doesn't see it, instead goes for that, but I mean, it's over. Yeah, now you get to take it the right way. You can move into check, which is really interesting. Okay, so we've learned how bad I am at this game so far. Let's go for something fun. I think if I'm gonna pick 2 of these 3, I'm not gonna pick juke because the forward and backward isn't as good with the pawns, obviously. So let's try shot in the dark again, because we didn't get to use it. And let's do shift and slip. Okay, so we're playing white. So we're gonna go with our usual moves. Let's see if we can use these 1 mana spells to maybe get some kind of advantage. Could be interesting to combo them with shot in the dark. But of course you can only use 1 spell per move. So there's only so much you can do there. Too bad we don't have bishop 2.0. This could have been a really strong move. I think it's not quite trapped. The bishop could have come here, but if I had bishop 2.0, not much you could do to save the queen, just this, which is what happens. I could create a second light square bishop with shift, but instead let's just go after this pawn. Oh, okay. Yeah, House Recruit is a really strong spell. The 2 that give you extra material, like I used in the first game, such a good combo. Just, it seems the most sound. I don't know if it's actually the best, but adding material... Oh, shoot, I didn't see that the knight could take. Just adding material to the board seems like a no-brainer, at least with the way that I'm trying to play the game. And of course, we'll get better as we go, and we'll probably learn some things. Let's just go for a blitz at the opponent's king. Okay, not much we can do. Let's see. What if we go after our opponent's bishop right here? Interesting spot to put a pawn. This probably won't work very well. I can't see a way forward. Okay, so I can't even go here anymore, which is what I was kind of planning on doing. And even that sacrifice wouldn't really let me do much. Yeah, his king is just so safe. Let's castle. I don't see why not. And I think I still want to go after this bishop, just getting it off the board, because trading the bishops basically limits my opponent to just 2 spells. Okay, perfect time to do this move. We're going to do that anyways. So now we're connecting our rooks, so it's no longer under attack. Okay, just take. Which do we take with? It's now the question. I mean, either way, we can get attacked. So let's just use our knight. So I'm expecting probably House Recruit right here to attack the knight. And I guess I'll just jump back. Oh, never mind. Wow. Okay. Everything seems safe still. If we move our knight back here. We haven't used any spells yet, once again, which is not ideal, but I haven't really found a time to use one. You cannot capture with the shift and slip, so I can't just take the queen with my rook. I wonder if I go shot in the dark. I think it'd be kind of obvious where I'm going with it, though. Like, going up. But maybe I could psych my opponent out? Oh, I don't know. But my opponent did open up potential vulnerability. Let's just shift my knight over. There's now some interesting potential if I can get my knight here. Maybe not, because my queen would have to get here and it's not safe. But I could maybe do something interesting. I guess we'll have to see if that happens, but it could be very interesting. Actually, hold on. Yeah, my opponent doesn't have queen time. We can sacrifice a knight and we'll have a pretty good... Wait, hold on. I think we could maybe 50-50 the entire game. Let's take here. King's in check. Takes with pawn. So if we take here now, my opponent can imposter. Actually, no, they can. They can imposter with check, which is really interesting. But let's try this. I wonder if my opponent will notice what they can do. They don't. All right, so I think... Oh, I'm so scared. So we can shot in the dark. We can move to any of these squares, and my opponent will have to guess, basically. And if I go any of these 3, it'll be checkmate if my opponent guesses wrong. And then this is the only one where the opponent can move out of the way and be safe. Let's go with the corner. I'm gonna go with the corner. We're gonna risk it. Oh wait, we can't use queen. I'm so dumb. No. Oh, I'm so dumb. I forgot that they took that out. I think that was a thing for a while. I never got to use it. Good thing I tried before my time was up. Whoops. Yeah, it would definitely be way too strong of a spell if you could use it on your queen. So I'm glad that that's not a thing, but I completely forgot. I could have easily just... Well, no, I couldn't have taken this. Okay, let's just make some moves for time's sake. Not looking too pretty. I think at least we can... It doesn't really attack much, though. I have 4 seconds left. Ooh, we can at least pin? 3 seconds. My opponent's taking their time. I have to be ready for as soon as they make their move. Ooh, interesting. We just take? Oh, I should have taken... Oh, no. That was a mistake. Let's go back to this. Should have taken... Oh, no, I was in check. I think I kind of had to. Okay. I lose on time. I was definitely lost anyways. I wonder what else I could have done. Oh, well. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure to check out Anichess. It's free to play and it works on mobile. You can play ranked or unranked, and it's only an alpha, so I'm sure there's plenty more to come. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.